What's going on, everybody? It's your Route 1 Encounter Ubar Eradicate, and with me today is my good friend Bughead. Hello, Bughead.
Oh,
There he is. And we are going to talk about Blastoise's gameplay footage that came out a couple days ago. Came out a couple hours after after I finished that video, where I was like, man, I just need to see some animations, and then there they were. But real quick before we start, I want to address a couple things from that I guess extra bits on the last Blastoise video. Extra bits on that last Blastoise video. A lot of people were commenting, and I appreciate the comments. And so I want to address a couple things people were talking about. People said, okay. So Blastoise's ability to move with his legs and grab with his arms. As far as the stumpiness of his legs and his ability to run or his ability to grab or punch things with his arms. Again, I'll reference the movie footage of Shell Shocker running, and people were saying that that's like a deceptive animation thing, and I mean, maybe, but at the same time, you can clip with a 3D model, and like nobody's gonna be that angry. Like in Street Fighter V, we still have characters' hair clipping through their entire head, so like, if Blastoise's leg has to move through his shell just a little bit for him to be able to run properly, I don't think people will be too pissed, because Gengar already does that, and Charizard already does that. So, and as far as his arms, during his Water Pulse command grab, you'll see in the video, he's grabbing with water, not his actual hand, and like Pikachu grabs with like a weird electrical like lasso thing, and so
yeah.
Their arms don't have to like match up perfectly to everything because they have the ability to throw energy around, you know. So I don't think those are too big of a concern as far as animation goes. People were saying that they like the Pokken Blastoise model, and that's fine. I think I gave off the impression that I hate the Pokken model, and that like only the old one is okay. And like it's not that I hate it, I'm just really confused by it, and so that's why that's how I sound when I'm like, I get really passionate, and I sound like I hate things when I don't necessarily all the time, just some of the time. The shape of his shell I wanted to mention, and you'll see it in this video. His shell's like, I think the problem is the render is at kind of an angle, so his shell looks thinner than normal, but you'll see in the video it's still pretty wide, but it's more of a perfect oval shape now, which is why it looks weird. But what that does is it raises the part behind his neck, which is actually my favorite part of the shell. Is it's like a little collar that goes over the back of his head, and I think that part's really cool. Variations between individual species. Variations between individuals within a species. Yes, in animals or humans, and you know, assumedly in Pokemon, there'd be variations between height and arm length, leg length, torso length, whatever. But it's also a cartoon, and so you expect certain proportions to be maintained, even between height. Like in Monster Hunter, when monsters are bigger, they're just physically like scaled larger, but their body parts are the same proportions. You can only stretch so far within proportions, and it still be within the realm of like, you know, genetic variation. Why I drew him with 5 fingers in the thumbnail? Because I felt like it. I thought it'd be funny. And it also worked better for the think emote, so there you go. Pokemon Go and the Legend of the Shared 3D Models. So Pokemon Go uses all the same 3D models as the 3DS version. And fun fact, all the support Pokemon in Pokken all also use those same 3DS models. Those models were made very high resolution to be upscaled and used for fucking anything. So any of those that you don't like, that's too bad, because you're going to be looking at those for a while, buddy. They're just retextured and relit for all different purposes. People thinking the animations look weird. I don't think they look too weird. We'll get into this in the video, but I think they look fine. The only weird one to me is Rapid Spin, where he kind of like hovers up into the like a floating position and then moves forward kind of like awkwardly. But I think as far as, you know, like for what's happening, I think he works fine. And Blastoise's general inclusion in the roster. A lot of people are saying like, well, if his animations don't work right, why include him at all? And the reason being that, you know, they pick a lot of these Pokemon based on popularity and based on some of what the Pokemon Company staff want to see. I know that they talked to the president. I forget his name, but they talked to him a lot and asked what he wanted. And originally, the Pokemon Company president wanted all fighting types, and Tech and Team were the ones who said that's boring, and thankfully so. But Blastoise is one of, like, people are saying we don't need more water starters. We don't need more starters. We have Empoleon as a water type starter. Why bother with Blastoise? Why not Swampert? Blastoise is a very popular and very iconic Pokemon, and his particular body shape and the cannons and everything, he has a really unique design. Blech. He has a really unique design that allows him to do things other Pokemon couldn't. And one of those specifically is he has the potential to be a tanky zoner, which Pokken doesn't really have. I think the bulkiest zoner we have is Suicune, but I wouldn't say that he's not Garchomp bulky. This is like if Garchomp was a projectile character. So I think that's cool, and I would rather have him than not have him. So I don't know, that's where I'm at. But that's all I really wanted to address about the previous video. But again, thank you guys for the comments. Thank you for the views and the likes and all that. I really appreciate it. But now we're going to get into the gameplay that was released at Spring Fist a couple days ago.
Yeah, Spring Fist.
This was a Japanese qualifier for Pokken Worlds, correct?
Yeah, sure.
I believe,
whatever you want to call it.
I believe that's what it was. I think it was part of, like, you know, there's like 4 qualifiers Pokemon Company doesn't care. I believe this was one of them. But I gotta mute this also. But yeah, so you can see everything, right, Buggo?
It's a tad bit delayed, but I'll make do.
Okay, I'm gonna be pausing it as we go through. So
yeah, of course.
And I should have, I believe my Blast Tuck and my Lightning are still in the overlay, so hopefully we don't get flagged. But when it cuts back to gameplay, so here you can kind of see what I'm talking about, where the shell's like a perfect oval shape, and it does extend over his back a little bit, like on his silhouette. So I think that the shell looks fine. I don't think the arms and legs look so weird from this angle, honestly.
Nah.
It's a lot of like the over the shoulder behind him pose when the game actually starts up.
Yeah.
Spring Fist. I love this part of the video because that's where the Japanese dude starts screaming.
I know.
But yeah, like, he's running around. He looks kind of awkward, but like I don't think it's as bad as I expected it to be. But more importantly, to talk about some of the gameplay stuff, his field phase looks kind of crazy. Like, I'll skip back to here. Like, he can move really fast in field phase. Like, his generic walk speed is very speedy.
Yeah, I expect him to be slower, to be honest.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be like Empoleon's dual phase walk speed.
Ugh.
But like, he's doing it. And his dashes are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like not only the speed, but the distance they cover seems really strong.
Yeah, he's a weird character.
Yeah, I really like his that counterattack where he does the backflip up and like whips you with his feet. And he also has Mewtwo's kind of forward Y thing, where like Rapid Spin kind of works like Mewtwo's forward Y. Where it's like a big counter frame hitbox in front of you.
Yeah.
So he does this waterfall thing. There's Rapid Spin. And that's the only one that kind of looks weird. And I'll rewind it a bit here. I think he fails to pull off the waterfall in this part too.
Yeah. Plus, can we mention that it seems like he has a hover in midair?
I didn't notice that.
Like, when he jumps, it looks like he has like tiny water jets underneath him.
Oh, I think that's just his jump animation, which is part of what I wanted to mention too, is I mentioned in the Blastoise video about how, like, why couldn't he just jump using water jets? And he does jump using water jets, so why does he need the legs? like there he goes.
Oh.
There they are. And they're coming out from beside his tail too, which is fucking weird. But he's doing it.
I think it's supposed to be like the opening.
What's that? Oh, you mean like the opening around his tail? Yeah. I do like what appears to be his JX right there, where he flips over and drops on his back. Rapid Spin, and I think in this dual phase he gets off the waterfall move, whatever that is. Yeah, that thing right there.
Yeah.
So that thing looks nuts, and I don't know. There appears to be an enhanced version, like it's rainbow here, right? And generally that denotes like enhanced version, but he doesn't have a buff, so I don't know why it's enhanced. Like, maybe he holds it Wait, did that cost his health? Hold on. Let's rewind and find out. No,
that causes just a knockdown, I believe.
Yeah, I was looking to see if it cost him any health or meter to use, but it didn't. So I don't know what's enhanced about it. But it causes a knockdown like out of the air like that. But I saw there's another part later on where he uses it and it bounces the opponent towards him. And so
yeah,
that's why I'm confused, because there seem to be at least 2 versions of it, or either, I don't know. It seems weird, but it looks like a pretty cool move. It's got the hitbox being as wide as it is really nice. That uppercut is also super sick. That thing's super fast, and like not only is it super fast, but it moves forward really nice too.
Yeah. There's Mew doing Mew things.
Yeah, so Mew, for anybody who doesn't know, Mew gives you synergy, and also, let me actually see how much synergy he gives you. Well,
he's almost at full, so...
Yeah. I'm assuming it's at least like 10%. But more importantly, it has a random chance of giving you attack up, or crit up, or both. So...
Yep. That was confirmed in this video, and the Pokemon Arena post now doesn't make sense.
Yup. I gotta get back on rewriting that, sonny boy.
I've been away all weekend, okay?
Yeah, Bug is one of the writers for Pokemon Arena. If you are not familiar with Pokemon Arena, that is our forum for the Pokemon community. If you want to get into the game, I believe there's a link for that either in my bio. Yeah, it's in my bio, I believe, on here. Or if you go to my Twitter, it's in my bio on Twitter. Or if you ask me for it, I'll give it to you. But yeah, there's a lot of information there, and Blastoise things will certainly be making it over there.
Oh, yeah.
But so this is important because Mew gives him a buff, and then he does his command grab, which I'm going to assume is like 2A, or down A. And you'll see right here. You see how he grabs, but it has counter frames on it?
Okay. Oh, sorry, keep talking.
That's all right. Yeah, so the Water Pulse command grab, I assume it is, it gains counter armor if you have a buff on, which is super cool, because that's a grab with a counter. Like, what do? You die is what you do.
Okay.
You grab first.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it has like a special animation, say you actually get the counter frames off.
I mean, he flashes blue, you know, like any counter attack, so.
Yeah.
And like right there, even that little win animation, it doesn't even look that weird. Like once he's moving, it looks a lot better. So this is another one of the moves they showed off in his initial like the screenshot reveal, which is his field phase projectile, where it has two parts. It has the primary like fire, which you just saw there, which is the straightforward linear water blast, and then it has that purple beam he shot before, which is, doesn't it just do like a shit ton of shield damage?
Yeah, I believe that's the one that does a lot of shield damage.
Yeah, and based on the Japanese text, it sounds like it can break shield also, like Chandelar's beam. And then the other version of it is Dragon Pulse, which is this anti-air projectile, which is gigantic also.
Yeah.
So he can do.
And then it seems like he also has just like another standard blast too.
Yeah. And he does have the waterfall move in field phase, which is cool. Celebi causes a phase shift automatically, and you'll see here, oh well, he missed it here. Later on you'll see Pikachu blocks it, but it still phase shifts, which is nuts.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like either it gets hit by the burst activation shockwave, or maybe you can just like hit it outright.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it looked like it looked like it was Pikachu activating burst, because it has counter armor on it, like Celebi itself.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so you'll see when he goes in the burst, there's like the shattering effect of the counter armor being broken, and he turns blue when it starts up too.
Okay, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so the thing is that Celebi takes like a full second to activate, but you do have counter armor during it, and it travels forward and has a pretty big hitbox, so it's hard to tell how useful that'll be, but for a character like Braixen, everybody's assuming that it's gonna be completely nuts with Braixen.
Oh.
Because it has a 50-second charge time, but she charges meter by hitting you, so...
Yeah, that's gonna be annoying to deal with.
Yeah. I gotta prepare my thumbnail for the "Should Celebi be banned" video I'm gonna have to make.
God, no.
I really like his what's it called?
Burst.
Yeah, synergy burst. I don't know why. I wanted to say critical art or something. Where he does the shoulder tackle forward, which is like I love supers that start up with like some kind of forward rushing, like really wide hitbox, like Scissors. But and then so I couldn't tell what was happening in the screenshots, but he braces himself with Ice Beam to like lock himself in place to do the big hyper beam.
It's so cool.
It's the best. And yeah, so that one was clearly enhanced because of burst.
Yeah.
He has
Seems like it also gets a bigger hitbox.
Yeah, possibly. He also does this this upward shell rush thing. So the shell is a stance. Like you suck into the shell and then you're there. And you'll see it in one of these. He might have done it here even. No, I think it's in the next match they do. But he like shifts the field and then he ends up in shell stance yeah. After the phase shift, he's in shell stance and field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he just does nothing.
Yeah, he pops back out of it. But in the screenshots, they show that he can retreat, and it looks like he can fire a projectile, kind of like Empoleon, and then he can do a forward rushing attack, kind of like Empoleon. So
yeah,
he shares a couple similarities with Empoleon, which is fine. There's also a lot of stuff, and people were saying like, "Oh man, he looks like." I had a couple people in the comments saying he looks bad, or like he doesn't look like he's worth playing. This gameplay demo is so bad. Like neither of these people know what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
On the person playing Blastoise is Hoshino. He is the developer producer for the game. Harada is kind of an overseer more, but this guy was actually involved in the development. And so he's helping to make the game, but he doesn't know how to play the game like we do. So there's stuff like Pikachu does something super unsafe and lands in front of him with like he's like vulnerable for like 15 frames and he just doesn't grab him.
Or like here when Pikachu gets the wall splat,
Yeah.
it doesn't get to fall off.
Yeah, doesn't even like 6Y or anything. And she's running Reshiram on Pikachu, so don't judge your that's the one right there where he falls after the Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't even show. Does he even show Blastoise's grab in this footage?
No, just the command grab.
Yeah, and he uses a counterattack once, I believe.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was something I was like, I'll just wait to explain this later because I'm not gonna bother like trying to point out the issues here.
I'm just wondering, like, when Blastoise goes into its shell, if it has counter armors.
I would assume so. And here we start to see the rain dancing.
Mm-hmm.
This is his most important move, of course.
Yeah.
Launcher into high stance. This is how you play Pokemon optimally. Right.
Yeah, it just seems like it's 3 HP for like per tick.
Yeah, it's 3 HP per second, which is as much as Sceptile or Gardevoir, I believe. Which means that it's basically worthless. But it looks cool though.
Oh yeah, it looks better than anyone else's.
Yeah, and right here we see he has a sweeping Ice Beam attack that reminds me a lot of Charizard's back A, I believe.
Simple.
Yeah, so he's got a cool little Ice Beam sweep. That'll be good for zoning. He's got that looks like a 2X, I think, like the little backspin he does there.
Yeah, that would be a 2X.
Yeah,
too long to be a 2Y.
Yeah, unclear if that would be like would that low profile things because he's still pretty gigantic.
If it does, there's some serious clipping.
Yeah, and that's a cool little earthquake style. Or no, it's kind of like a heavy slam, like Machamp's heavy slam, the ground pound. So that looks neat, and that'll definitely high profile things. Just feeling the rain, and people pointed out like I saw all the comments were like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, rain dish. I forgot." Cool forward dashes. Okay, so here's the Celebi that pays off. So you see Pikachu blocks it and still gets phase shifted.
Yeah. And you still get all the benefits of the phase shift.
Yeah, you still get the meter and everything. And there he gets his burst eaten. Reshiram's back. It's important to note, too, that Mutator, I don't know if it's been followed up on, but Mutator said that he appears to be 200cc. So
I haven't seen anything to confirm that, so...
Okay, you know what that is? I just realized what happened. That's on crit, the waterfall bounces him towards you.
Oh.
Right here, he's counter... Yeah. So on crit, that'll bounce them towards you, which is amazing, because he doesn't do anything here, but if that uppercut is fast enough, or if the shoulder tackle is fast enough, you could totally combo off of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then there's Hoshino-san. Oh, Hoshino. Um, but yeah, like he looks really cool. But I can't tell. Like I've been telling people, I can't tell from this footage, like if he's good or not, like how good he is. I think he's gonna be good, but I can't tell how. I can't tell how good. You know.
I'm like, if he's like a true zoner thing, I'm scared to see what Twixie will do when he picks him up.
Yeah. He doesn't really. He doesn't really seem like Twixie's kind of character though.
Yeah, I mean, Twixie has an Aegislash, so.
Yeah, but I mean, even Aegislash is a very non-standard kind of character, and he seems like a kind of a Garch or a Machamp with projectiles, really. Not nearly as, you know, he doesn't have a close combat kind of move. Like he doesn't appear to have any super dumb stuff, but he just seems to have pretty solid offensive, like, you know, powerful moves.
Yeah.
And I want to say decent zoning, but he doesn't even use any projectiles other than the waterfall in dual phase here. So
yeah.
But there you saw he comboed the stomp into the rapid spin.
Mm-hmm.
So rapid spin must be an A move then if he has it in field and duel.
Yeah, it would have to be. And so, well, if it's an A move, then do you think he has like his long range projectiles in duel too?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because his A moves we're looking at are rapid spin, like assuming that he has up to 5, right? Well, if it were neutral A, back A, forward A, up A, down A, he would have 5, right? Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that down A is water pulse, the command grab. I'm assuming that neutral A or 5A would be the shell stance, probably.
Maybe, yeah.
Forward A could be rapid spin, and then up A would probably be the waterfall thing.
Waterfall. So that leaves back A.
Yeah, and that could be the command grab could be forward A, and then, like, you know, or waterfall is forward A, and there's different ranges or something like that. But the point is, we have at least 4 different directional buttons, so none of the other A moves are like a beam or anything. It appears. No, he does have a beam. Where is it? I remember seeing it.
Oh yeah, he has that anti-air beam.
Yeah, it was like a chargeable anti-air beam. So because it's chargeable, I'm thinking that could be an X move.
Yeah.
Are there chargeable A moves?
Just whole Decidueye with Shackle Shot.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he has, like, so, you know, Pikachu's right here. He does the upward beam.
Mm-hmm.
But does it have the little yellow sparkies that would mean he's holding a button, or is that just the startup of the move? Let's find out. That's why we're here. Yeah, that looks like he's charging it.
Yeah.
Which means it could have a faster version.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what different versions would give.
Yeah.
Besides, like, damage, of course, but...
Yeah, it's probably a speed versus damage kind of debate there.
Mm-hmm.
And right there you see he has a little, like, pop out of his shell, single shot water blast thing.
I'm wondering if it would be like an Empoleon situation where you can cancel Rapid Spin into a different Poke move? Or into, like, a Y move?
I'm not sure. It seems like Rapid Spin might be an ender, because, I mean... It is a lot like Mewtwo's forward Y in field.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's probably a Fire Punch kind of like reversal, or an E-Speed. So I don't know. But yeah, that's one of those things where I can't tell the combo potential from this, because it all depends on, like, how good that uppercut is, basically. Because we know you can do the uppercut into the Poke combo. And you can do uppercut into rapid spin, it appears. I love that counter move so much. It's so cool.
Something like TMNT would do.
Yeah. Or like Bowser. So that's another thing too, is that people pointed out, it's like, well, Bowser can do these things. Like, you know, with his regular stumpy legs, Bowser can still do it. I think Bowser's legs are a little bit more like this Blastoise's, where he has, like, you know, defined knees and everything.
Yeah.
That, and that he doesn't have a shell kind of restricting his body as much. He has, like, the shell on his back, but it's more like a backpack. And then he has, like, a padded stomach, but it's not like a full body case, you know?
Yeah. Well, now I'm wondering what his alt's gonna be.
Oh, his other color.
Yeah.
I want I feel like it'll be red, but I want it to be like mint green.
Any other notes I can think of? I don't know. What's this starting HP?
I believe it's 660.
660.
So Garchomp. Yes,
Okay.
it is. It's
Yeah.
660.
Um.
Which is nuts if he has any ability to keep you away from him, and he has a counter frame command grab. Like,
Oh yeah.
it sounds promising. I I hesitate to get hype anymore because like, somebody made a joke. Ren joked about she watched my Blastoise video and was like, "I knew you couldn't make it 30 minutes without talking shit about Scizor." And I'm like, yeah, but Scizor was a character that I was really excited for, and then I was disappointed in what I got. Having tried really hard to get into it, wasn't for me. And so I'm worried about, because what got me going with Scizor was that his gimmick appeared really enticing. Like, it seemed like a really strong gimmick, but it turned out not being as powerful as we thought. But that was mostly because of his normals. So I hesitate to get too excited about Blastoise because I don't want to be let down again. But I'm going to commit to Blastoise, or I'm going to be so disappointed that I go back to Mewtwo for life.
Don't go back to Mewtwo.
I should go back to Mewtwo because, you know, if we're talking about like trying to win things, I should just be playing Mewtwo. But
Yeah, screw tears. Honestly, I can only get extremely excited about Pokken if they add a Vespiquen to it, but
yeah.
I don't think they'll ever do that. Even though I have it planned, and
Yeah,
let me be a developer, please.
we all have our ideas for their movesets. I could make a Raticate moveset in 2 days. I made a Quagsire moveset. Like, it can be done. It's just, should it be done?
I think it should.
Put me on the
Have a
dev team. What's that?
Diglett moveset.
Yeah, you could do Diglett. Oh, it'd have to be Dugtrio.
A low-end Dugtrio. Gotta have the hair.
Yeah. No, put Dugtrio in Smash so that when he starts winning, the crowd can chant Diglett dig, Diglett dig, trio, trio, trio.
That'd be amazing. We're getting off topic.
We are. But the point is that, yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything else to say. Let's pros of this character are 660 health. We in the 660 club. We're a big, bulky, beautiful boy. Short burst. What's the smallest burst meter? Isn't it 100 cc? Or is it...
Yeah, 100, 150, 200.
And then like, isn't Mewtwo like 600?
I don't have the Burnside graphic on me.
Yeah, Mewtwo's is something stupid like 600 or 500 or something like that. But
Yeah.
basically, we're just above the fast charge burst meter. CC refers to the burst meter charge, basically, like how fast you can get meter. So he's got a shit ton of health. I need to watch his damage a little bit more closely. Shit ton of health. Seems like pretty strong options. That did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That single
I'm
uppercut.
wondering-
Yeah, that did a
I'm
lot
just
of
worried about
damage.
the scaling.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't know how his scaling is, but he seems to have decent damage. He's got
I don't know.
counter armor.
The
What's that?
the raw command grab didn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah, let's go find that for Water Pulse. Was that in the first game?
Yeah, it's in the first game, dual phase. It's before the burst, I think. So right about that area.
He was mid-screen also.
Yeah, he was.
It is in this first round, though, I remember. Should have had timestamps. Should have had timestamps ready for this. Okay, here we go. So,
Yeah, he fishes for it twice.
yeah, he also stands there and eats a bunch of Thunderbolts.
One.
So he's at 86, and he gets grabbed. So 86 to 20,
That's 46.
but plus rage boosts, like to defense.
Yeah, so yeah, that's gonna do about as much damage as a raw electro web
Yeah,
unenhanced.
it'll be a 100 120 maybe around there, right? Or like 80 to 100.
Yeah, probably sub 100.
But I mean, it's more about the utility of it, where like if you have a
Mhm.
buff, it's hard to beat it. Obviously, you can probably jump it. I don't know if you could fall into it. Like, is it like bug bite? But
That I don't know. Like, if he can combo into it, like Bug Bite or Electro Web, then that raises its utility up a lot more.
yeah,
But considering how it has a big startup animation and it grabs, can we talk about the range though on that?
yeah, the range is nuts. It's like 2 full character lengths.
hmm
And it's
Like,
super useful that in this video he lands it like at max distance.
hmm Yeah, because it goes like past the animation too.
Yeah, because you'll see right here, like that's like that's like a full another Blastoise length in front of him.
Yeah,
Um,
not quite Hex, but farther than a Mewtwo.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually probably about bug bite distance, but it's way faster. So,
Hmm.
I don't know. It seems like a pretty decent command grab.
Yeah.
Probably not character defining, but pretty decent. Um,
No.
But so that's on the list of cons. Lots of counter moves, just wide ass hitboxes and everything. It looks like.
Yeah, he's a big bulky character, so
Yeah, and decently fast for his size and like what kind of character he is. Like he's no slower than Machamp, I don't think.
if anything, he's faster.
Yeah, I don't think he's as slow as Empoleon, but he's around Machamp speed. He's not as fast as Garchomp, I don't think.
No, unless you get like stupid. Unless we can find some stupid stuff with Rapid Spin. No.
Yeah, and Rapid Spin to me looks like a pretty cut and dry move. But at the same
Yeah.
time, like when we saw that little, the first trailer of Aegislash, and we were like, oh, that all looks really cool, but we didn't realize how stupid he would be.
Yeah, we didn't realize, low stance or Iron Head being cancelable into anything.
We didn't know about Sacred Sword's missed after effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he'll basically what happened was Scizor and Aegislash had opposite effects. When we saw the characters, we thought Scizor was really powerful, and he turned out not to be as powerful as we thought. We didn't really realize that Aegislash was so strong. So with Blastoise, he'll either come out and we'll play him for a couple hours and be like, he's way better than we expected, or he's about as good as we expected, or he'll be trash. So I feel like he has to be like, he's going to be in one of those three sections. Like he's either going to be mid tier, high tier, or just like not great. But I think he's around high mid tier, like based on his tool set, if nothing else.
Yeah, if that like uppercut, like full jump thing, if it was basically E-speed but without the counter frames, that would be really good.
Yeah. Well, I imagine it be kind of like it looks like Weavile's 4Y in field, the upward claw move.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I imagine it's that out of shell stance, So he probably, because his projectiles in shell stance probably only travel forward because he's, there's only one opening in the shell and it's pointing forward. That's probably you're gonna jump over me, and then you go up and hit him out of the air.
Yeah.
The only cons I can think of are maybe that what are like big visible immediate cons to this?
He's a big boy, so he might have like specific combos you can only do on him, which do more damage.
That's true.
And just like maybe some of his approach options might be unsafe. So like Rapid Spin I would assume be unsafe on block.
Yeah.
Same thing with that 2x looking breakdance move.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, those are the two big ones. That uppercut's probably super unsafe too.
I say if you can space that like on the tip, it would be safe.
Maybe, depending on the character, because I assume that Lucario can Bone Rush punish it no matter where wherever he is.
That's Lucario though.
Yeah, that's Lucario. Mewtwo can probably 6x it, maybe.
Probably.
But I don't think she blocks it here, does she?
Mm-mm.
Just another
No.
one of those. Can't judge too much off this video because she doesn't block it once.
We'll have plenty of time in the lab Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. So the thing is that I won't be able to really put out footage of him until maybe Wednesday because Silva-san is coming up, and she'll be here the whole weekend from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But Kapka, which is a new monthly starting up in Central Florida, will be happening also. So I'm going to be entering this tournament with Blastoise only. I'm going hard Blastoise, and if anybody checks my Twitter, I'll probably tweet the stream whenever that comes around. I assume there's a stream. I'm going to be going on about 6 hours of practice with Nate and Mr. Corgian dropping me Cliff's notes. But it'll be interesting to see how well that goes. And I was telling Shy Guy Ty, I'm like, I kind of want to practice the Chandelure matchup so that, I have some information go off of going into the tournament. But at the same time, do I want to give him that potential knowledge to fight me with? Or do I want to try to scum it out with a new character nobody knows how to fight, like I did last time?
I say scum it out. North Carolina, our local was having a Blastoise RNA tournament, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Not quite as goofy as doesn't quite have the tone that the what's it called, the Gunk only versus tournament had, which of course Suicune Master won because he's Suicune Master, but that was fun. But yeah, so looks like a cool character. I'm excited for him. You gonna put? I mean, do you see yourself long term playing him at all?
Long term, maybe. I did say I would stick with Decidueye long term, and I've been playing more Libre recently, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's easy to backslide into what you know.
Yeah,
but
especially with the stupid damage.
Yeah, I'm not only planning on playing Blastoise long term. I'm considering picking up Charizard just so that in triples I can play Mewtwo's clone army. So I can play Mewtwo, Blastoise, Charizard.
That would be great.
Yeah, gotta have your theme teams ready.
I don't have a theme unless we're talking about fighters.
Yeah. Well, you have like you need a third. I was gonna make a joke about like you play stupid top tier characters because you have Libre and Decidueye. You gotta.
I mean, I play Spell in fighters.
Yeah, but you gotta pick up Braixen.
No. Never.
Man, I wish more people could pick up Braixen because I don't think people don't realize how broken she is, but she's really good.
No.
But, anyway, so that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Bughead, for hanging out and commentating with me.
Woo!
And yeah, next video will be Blastoise gameplay in my hands, for better or for worse. But yeah,
I say better.
Let's hope so. Oh God, let's hope so.